Hello everyone, my name is Neetu Dalal. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Edu Classes, where we watch, learn, and excel. In today's video, we are going to cover Chapter 7, Class 12th Psychology NCERT. The name of the chapter is Social Influence and Group Processes. So, without wasting any time, let's get into the chapter. So, this is what the index of the chapter looks like. So, we have introduction, nature, and formation of groups. Then the next topic is what are the types of groups, influence of groups on individual behavior, conformity, compliance, and obedience, cooperation and competition, social identity, intergroup conflict, and conflict resolution strategy. So these are some of the topics that are a part of this chapter. For students who will be giving their boards in the year 2021, your syllabus will comprise of only till group polarization, but for batches after this year, you will of course have the whole chapter, right? So in this chapter, we shall try to understand what groups are and how they influence our behavior, right? So like we know ki we all are part of some or the other group, right? So you are a part of your class, you are a part of a certain group, whether it's on WhatsApp, whether, it's the friends you play with. So we are going to understand what these groups are and how in a longer run they influence our behavior. So what is a group? In case of your family, class, and the group with which you play, you will realize that there is mutual interdependence. Each member has roles shared. There are status differentials and there are expectations from each other. So what is a group? A group is multiple people who are a part of a certain certain activity or who do something together. So if you're playing if you play with your friends, that is one group. If you're a part of a family, that is another group. Now one of the characteristic of groups are that they have mutual interdependence. So one member of the group is dependent on the other member of the group and vice versa. Also हर इंसान का एक certain role होता है, right? सबके status में difference है. For example, अगर आप family की बात करेंगे, your parents' status is different from the status of a child, and in a similar fashion, expectations from each person are different. So the expectations from a father will be different, expectations from a mother will be different, and likewise expectations from children will also be different. Thus, your family, class, and play groups are examples of groups and are different from other collections of people, right? Why are why are we saying that these groups are different from other collections of people? We will get to see in the future. A group may be defined as an organized system of two or more individuals. So this is a characteristic or this is a feature of a group, that it is an organized system, right? It has a purpose. And there are two or more than two individuals in a group who are interacting and interdependent, who have common motives. Like we discussed, they are independent on each other. They are dependent on each other, I'm sorry. Then they have some common motives, right? So for example, if you're a part of a team and you have to do a presentation together, or if it is an academic group, then the motive could be that you are supposed to make a PPT together, or you're supposed to do a project together. Have a set of role relationship amongst its member. The dynamics of the group is such that there will be set role relationship between the group, right? So every person will have a different dynamics with the different person and have norms that regulate the behavior of its member. Every group has some unsaid rule or guideline जो हर इंसान के behavior को regulate करता है या उसके behavior को maintain करता है. So that is a group. In short, what it is? Any organized system or any organized collection of people where there are two or more than two people who have a common purpose or a common motive, right? That is a group. Now, these are some of the characteristics of the group. A social unit consisting of two or more members who perceive themselves as belonging to the group. This is one feature. Like there will be two or more than two, and they will have a sense of attachment or a sense of belonging to this group, that they belong or they are a part of this group. This characteristic of the group helps in distinguishing one group from the other and gives the group its unique identity. अब ग्रुप बनाए क्यों जाते हैं, राइट? ताकि आप लोगों को डिफरेंशिएट कर पाओ एंड वो उसे एक इंडिपेंडेंट यूनिक आइडेंटिटी दे. right? Agar if you're in India and you are in a school, so you will see that a lot of schools divide their children into different houses, right? And how do you recognize that a different group will have a different color? So some people will have green sports t-shirt, some people will have yellow, red, and blue. And accordingly, they will have different names also, right? So a school I was part of, they had named these different groups on the basis of solar system. So one was Neptune, then Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto. Pluto was a planet back then. So that was one name of the group. Why are we doing this? Because you get a sense of attachment from the color you wear, and then you feel that yes, you are a part of that particular group. So that is one feature. Second is a collection of individuals who have common motives and goals. This also we briefly discussed, that people who are a part of a group have a common motive or a common purpose, right? Groups function either working towards a given goal or away from certain threats facing the group. So या तो लोग एक certain goal की तरफ को achieve करने के लिए काम करते हैं, या फिर कुछ ऐसे threats को avoid करने के लिए काम करते हैं which the group might be facing. A collection of individuals who are interdependent, that is what one is doing, may have consequences for others. This means that everybody who's a part of the group is very interdependent on each other, and जो भी इंसान एक इंसान जो चीज करता है उसका सबके लिए consequence हो सकता है. Suppose one of the fielders in a cricket team drops an important catch during a match. This will have consequences for the entire team. Like, you know, how you watch a cricket match and अगर एक भी इंसान कैच ड्रॉप कर देता है तो उसका पूरी टीम के लिए consequence होता है. In the same way, whatever is done by one group member can have consequences for all the members of the group. Now, individuals who are trying to satisfy a need through their joint association also influence each other. So a lot of times there are individuals who become a part of the group because they fulfill each other's need, right? And their joint association also influence each other. So if you're related to a big let's say if you're related to somebody or you become a part of a group where there are big influential people, then that will also influence the relationship you will have. A gathering of individuals who interact with one another either directly or indirectly. This also is a gathering of individuals who interact with one another either directly or indirectly. So this also is a feature of the group, that there are people जो या तो directly या indirectly एक दूसरे से interact करते हैं. Another feature or characteristic is that a collection of individuals whose interactions are structured by a set of rules and norms. This means that the group members perform the same functions every time the group meets, and the group members adhere to group norms. Like, you know, अगर आप किसी भी group को ले लो, for example, if it's a kitty party group, हर किसी का अपना एक role set होता है, and every time the group meets, the person fulfills that certain role. Also, this group has certain rules, certain norms, certain guidelines, जो कि बहुत unsaid होते हैं, but they are still done and they are still there. Norms tell us how we ought to behave in a group and specify the behaviors expected from group members. Why this is important or why this is necessary? Because the norms or the groups tell us कि हर इंसान से क्या expected है and how are they supposed to behave, and this kind of eases the whole process of the whatever motion or whatever purpose the group is made for. This facilitates that motive. Now, groups can be differentiated from other collections of people. So, आपको कौन से terms के बीच में difference पता होना चाहिए, and what are groups different from? Now, groups can be differentiated from other collections of people. Groups को आप बहुत सारे और collection of लोगों से differentiate कर सकते हो. जैसे एक जो crowd है लोगों का, that is different from a group, right? And what is the difference? A crowd is also a collection of people who may be present at a place, situation by chance. जैसे अगर आप क्रिकेट का मैच देखने गए, तो जो ऑडियंस है दैट इज नॉट अ ग्रुप, दैट इज अ क्राउड, राइट? दैट crowd has accumulated there for a certain purpose, but we cannot call that crowd a group. Suppose you're going to the road and an accident takes place. Soon a large number of people tend to collect. This is an example of a crowd. तो इन्होंने क्या एग्जाम्पल दिया है कि अगर आप रोड से जा रहे हो और वहां पे किसी का एक्सीडेंट देख लेते हो, बहुत ऐसा होता है कि भीड़ इकट्ठी हो जाती है ना? अब वो जो भीड़ इकट्ठी हुई है उसे आप ग्रुप नहीं बोलेंगे, दैट विल बी कॉल्ड अ क्राउड, क्योंकि इसमें ना कोई स्ट्रक्चर है, ना ही कोई बिलोंगिंगनेस की फीलिंग होती है क्राउड में, राइट? Behavior of people in crowds is irrational and there is no interdependence among members. A lot of times, the crowd tend to behave in irrational ways, या फिर उनके बीच में कोई interdependence नहीं होती है. They don't rely on each other for anything. जैसे बहुत बार ना जब like in a lot of protests or in a lot of mobs also, the crowd tend to go a little extreme behavior and then that behavior can be very irrational. Now, teams, when we talk about teams and how this is different from a group, then teams are special kind of group. हम ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि team जो है वो group से बहुत अलग है, but team is a kind of group. Members of team often have complementary skills and are committed to a common goal or purpose. Like I said, if you're a part of a cricket team, let's say, right? So they have complementary skills. मतलब अगर आपके पास 11 players हैं तो उनमें से कुछ batsmen होंगे, कुछ bowlers होंगे, कुछ all rounders होंगे, and they will complement each other's skill, right? And they are mutually accountable for their activities. So whatever one person will do, that will also affect the other person of a team. In teams, there is a positive synergy attained through the coordinated efforts of the member. So in a team also, everybody is trying to work together and lead to or to reach the attainment of the goal or the purpose or motive that they have. Therefore, we say that team is a special kind or a special category of a group because they do share a lot of characteristics that a group has. So if that is the case, then what is the difference between group and teams? In group, performance is dependent on contribution of individual members. जब आप ग्रुप की बात करते हैं तो जो परफॉर्मेंस है वो किस चीज पर डिपेंड करती है? हर इंसान के इंडिविजुअल कंट्रीब्यूशन से. पर इन टीम दोनों चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, इंडिविजुअल कंट्रीब्यूशन भी और टीम वर्क भी. जैसे ग्रुप में क्या होता है, सपोज इफ इट्स अ ग्रुप एक्टिविटी, एवरीबडी इज सपोज्ड टू डू अ सर्टेन टास्क एंड देन द ग्रुप एफर्ट इज सीन. But in team, both individual contribution and teamwork works because everybody has to coordinate in a fashion and still perform individually. So that's the difference. In groups, the leader or whoever is heading the group holds responsibility for the work, right? जैसे मान लो अगर आप ग्रुप लीडर हो तो आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है कि काम ये देखना कि काम हुआ है या नहीं हुआ है. However, in teams, although there is a leader, members hold themselves responsible. So either, just say if you're referring to the cricket team, we always call the cricket team. We never call it cricket group, right? So in this team, which is a cricket team, although there is a captain, but everybody has a responsibility to perform well, right? So that is a classical example of what is the difference between a group and a team. Now, like I said, an audience is also a collection of people who have assembled for a special purpose, maybe to watch a cricket match or a movie. We also see what is the difference between group, team and audience. अब audience भी लोगों का जमावड़ा है जो किसी special purpose से इकट्ठा हुआ है, जैसे मैच देखने के लिए या मूवी देखने के लिए. But audience don't have, let's say, they don't necessarily have to work together to achieve the purpose, right? They are very passive, but sometimes they go into a frenzy and become mobs. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि वो वैसे in general, like out of 100%, 90% of the times they will be very passive and not really active. But sometimes if something happens, people go frenzy or the audience can go frenzy and become a mob, right? So that is one thing. Ab, what is the difference between an audience and a mob? In mob, there is a definite sense of purpose. They are collected together to do something. There is polarization and attention and action of persons are in a common direction. So for example, if there is a mob who is upset with the government, you must have heard so many instances जहाँ पे बहुत सारे लोग protest करते हैं, buses जला देते हैं. That will be an example of a mob, right? They have a common direction. They know what they are trying to do. Mob behavior is characterized by homogeneity of thought and behavior as well as impulsivity. Mob behavior का क्या फीचर होता है कि एक तो सारे लोगों की एक जैसी सोच होती है, ठीक है, और वो सब एक जैसा सा बिहेवियर करते हैं, एंड ऑफन देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ इम्पल्सिव एक्शंस दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ mob behavior, right? So that is the difference that is there in audience, team, group and mob. Now this brings us to a very interesting question then, that now we've understood what a group is. So this leads us to the question that why do people join groups, right? What is the need to join a group or why do we become part of a group? All of you are members of your family, class, and group with which you interact or play. Similarly, other people are also members of a number of group at any given time. At any point of time, we are members of multiple groups. So you could be a member of your family, member of a class, member of a school, or member of any NGO also per se. Different groups satisfy different needs and therefore we are simultaneously members of different groups. हम डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स क्यों ज्वाइन करते हैं? क्योंकि हर ग्रुप आपकी एक स्पेसिफिक नीड सेटिस्फाई करता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ अ फैमिली दैट इज satisfying a different need. If you're part of an NGO, that satisfies a different need. This sometimes creates pressure for us because there may be competing demands and expectations. कई बार ऐसा होता है अगर आप बहुत सारे ग्रुप्स के पार्ट हो या उनके कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री गोल्स नहीं हैं तो उसमें देयर कैन बी competing demand or there can be conflict. So this also can lead to a lot of pressure. Like we said that people join groups because these groups satisfy a range of needs in general. So people join groups for the following reasons. हमने बोला हर ग्रुप कोई ना कोई आपकी नीड सेटिस्फाई करता है, इसीलिए लोग ग्रुप ज्वाइन करते हैं. तो कौन कौन सी ये नीड्स हो सकती हैं? फर्स्ट इज सिक्योरिटी, राइट? फर्स्ट इज द सिक्योरिटी नीड. व्हेन वी आर अलोन वी फील इनसिक्योर. जब भी आप बहुत ज्यादा अकेले होते हो आपको बहुत इनसिक्योर फील होता है. जो ग्रुप्स हैं वो ये इनसिक्योरिटी को कम करते हैं या रिड्यूस करते हैं, राइट? सो बीइंग पार्ट ऑफ अ ग्रुप गिव्स यू अ सेंस ऑफ कंफर्ट एंड आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आप इस ग्रुप में प्रोटेक्टेड हो. सो एज अ रिजल्ट पीपल फील स्ट्रॉन्गर एंड दे आर लेस वल्नरेबल टू थ्रेट्स. उन्हें लगता है कि अगर कुछ होगा तो हम एक दूसरे को प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते हैं या आई विल बी प्रोटेक्टेड बाय दिस ग्रुप. देयरफॉर दिस सिक्योरिटी नीड इज मेट. इसका एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जाम्पल जो आप लोग ले सकते हैं इज हाउ देयर आर लेबर यूनियंस इन एनी फैक्ट्री और इन एनी कंपनी, राइट? सो व्हाट इज द नीड फॉर मेकिंग दिस यूनियन? That people feel that if anything is to go wrong, this group will protect them, right? So that is one need that the group meets. Then second need is status need. When we are members of a group that is perceived to be important by others, we feel recognized and experience a sense of power. जब आप ऐसे किसी ग्रुप का पार्ट होते हो जिसको लोग बहुत मायने देते हैं या बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट समझते हैं और आप इस ग्रुप का पार्ट होते हो तो एज अ रिजल्ट व्हाट हैपेंस, पीपल आल्सो स्टार्ट टू रिस्पेक्ट यू एंड दिस मेक्स यू फील एज इफ यू आर इम्पोर्टेंट, राइट? Therefore people sometimes join political parties or they join groups which are prestigious. Suppose your school wins an institutional debate competition, you feel proud and think that you are better than others. This happens a lot. So if you're a part of a group and your school wins, right? Or if you're part of a competition and the group that you're a part of wins, you feel as if you're above everybody else, and therefore this gives you or this fulfills your status need, right? Then we have another need which is called self-esteem need. Now, what is self-esteem? We've all discussed this in the previous chapters. So in case you're not clear with the term, you can always go back. Groups provide feeling of self-worth and establish a positive social identity. हर इंसान अपनी social identity group से निकालता है या group से derive करता है. And if your group is the one which is doing good or which is popular, you derive your self-esteem also from it. So being a member of prestigious groups enhances one's self-concept. So for example, if you're an IITian, you feel very proud and you feel as if, that I am an IITian or I have done my MBA from IIM or I'm from Stanford University. This improves or increases your self-esteem. Therefore, you try to associate with some prestigious institute if you've been a part of it. Yeah. And that is also something that you like to talk about more. Then the fourth need that a group fulfills is satisfactions of one's psychological and social needs. So there are, of course, we all have psychological and social needs, and there are some of these needs that the group fulfill. जैसे कि sense of belongingness, giving and receiving attention, love and power through a group. So this is also something we briefly discussed कि जब आप किसी ग्रुप का पार्ट होते हो आपको ऐसा फील होता है that you have a sense of belongingness, आपको attention मिलती भी है and you give attention also, right? You receive love, you receive power, and this also satisfies the psychological and social need that you have as an individual. Then we have goal achievement. All of us have this need as a person to achieve something in life, right? and it is if it's a need which can be, which can be accomplished through a group, this will help you achieve your goal achievement need. So groups help in achieving such goals which cannot be attained individually. There is power in the majority, right? So for example, if you are a part of a union, so people will, if you have to go to a higher authority, people will not listen to you if you're going alone. But being represented as in a majority does make a change, and therefore goal achievement can be fulfilled as a part of a group. Then sixth point is provide knowledge and information. Group membership provide knowledge and information and thus broadens our view. Sometimes there are some groups which really broadens your horizon, right? अगर आप किसी ग्रुप का पार्ट है and वो बहुत ज्यादा नॉलेज शेयर करते हैं, या if they have intellectual discussions, this increases the knowledge you have, and of course you get information more quickly or more जिसको कहते हैं ना, आपको जल्दी पता चल जाता है in comparison to others. Therefore we also join sometimes Facebook group. If somebody is preparing for UPSC, they will join a group on WhatsApp for UPSC preparation, or these days people also join Telegram groups, right? So as individuals we may not have all the required information. Groups supplement this information and knowledge. A lot of times you will see that Facebook also has groups for people who are planning to study abroad, right? So people who are planning to go for masters in the US, they have all these groups on Facebook, and if you become a part of that, you get information very easily. So group also enrich or fulfill your need for knowledge and information. Then we come to the topic of group formation. In this section, we will see how groups are formed. Basic to group formation is some contact and some form of interaction between people. This interaction is facilitated by the following conditions. अब हम ये देखते हैं कि okay, we understood what is a group, what all needs it meet, but how does a group get formed? अब ग्रुप फॉर्म होने के लिए कुछ चीजें बहुत बेसिक हैं, जैसे कांटेक्ट होना या फिर किसी फॉर्म का इंटरेक्शन होना. जब तक आप किसी से कांटेक्ट में ही नहीं आओगे या कोई इंटरेक्शन ही नहीं होगा, ग्रुप फॉर्मेशन विल बी डिफिकल्ट. कुछ ऐसी चीजें हैं जो इसे फैसिलिटेट करती हैं, जैसे प्रॉक्सिमिटी मतलब आसपास होना. जस्ट थिंक अबाउट योर ग्रुप्स ऑफ फ्रेंड्स. वुड यू हैव बीन फ्रेंड्स इफ यू वर नॉट लिविंग इन द सेम कॉलोनी और गोइंग टू द सेम स्कूल और मे बी प्लेइंग इन द सेम प्लेग्राउंड? कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी चीज जो आपको किसी ना किसी उससे बांधती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, या तो आपका एरिया सेम है, आप सेम सोसाइटी में रहते हो, या आपका सेम स्कूल है, या आपकी सेम क्लास है. Something of this sort really gives you an opportunity to form a group, right? आपके ज्यादातर फ्रेंड्स वही बनते हैं जो आपके आसपास हैं, या तो स्कूल में या फिर आपकी सोसाइटी में. Repeated interaction with the same set of individual gives us a chance to know them. अब because आप आसपास रहते हो, आपको ज्यादा मौका मिलेगा that you will get to know the person and you will get to be familiar with them, and आपको उनके इंटरेस्ट और एटीट्यूड्स पता चलेंगे. So common interest, attitude and background are important determinants of your liking for your group members. So all of this gives you an opportunity to become somebody's friend, and of course once you've become friends, then you start hanging out together, and as a result आपका धीरे धीरे ग्रुप बन जाता है, चाहे फ्रेंड्स का हो, चाहे कलीग्स का हो, चाहे whether it is students. Then the next point is similarity. Being exposed to someone over a period of time makes us assess our similarities and paves the way for formation of group. अब ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि जो भी आपके आसपास है वो सब आपके ग्रुप का मेंबर बन जाएंगे. This is not necessary. बहुत बार we become friends with only people who we share something with, right? जिनकी हमारी सोच एक जैसी है या जिनकी और हमारी traits एक जैसे हैं. So that their similarity becomes an important point. Why do we like people who are similar? Psychologists have given several explanations for this. One explanation is that people prefer consistency and like relationships that are consistent. So for example, if you're a hardworking student, you will like and appreciate somebody who is also hardworking, right? So there will be an instant connect here. For example, if you like playing football and another person in your class who also loves playing football, there is matching of your interest. So of course, if there are two people who play the same sport, they will have a lot more to talk about, and they will feel that they are very similar to each other. So there are chances that these two people will become friends more easily. Now, another explanation which is given by psychologists is that जब हम अपने जैसे लोगों को मिलते हैं, वो हमारे जो ओपिनियन या वैल्यूज हैं उन्हें वैलिडेट करते हैं. they make us feel that what we are thinking is right, and that also makes us feel important about ourselves, or that also validates or increase our own self-esteem. So you meet someone who also has similar views, this validates your opinion, and you start liking the person instantly, right? Now, another point which helps in group formation is common motives and goals. When people have common motives or goals, they get together and form a group which may facilitate their goal attainment. ऐसा बहुत बार होता है कि अगर आपका और किसी और इंसान का सेम गोल है या सेम मोटिव है, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर लेट्स से बीटेक एंड यू बोथ आर प्रिपेयरिंग, आपका गोल सेम हो गया, दिस फैसिलिटेट्स गोल अचीवमेंट. आपको क्या लगता है, यार हम साथ पढ़ाई कर लेते हैं, है ना, इफ वी स्टडी टुगेदर दिस विल हेल्प अस इन प्रिपेयरिंग. सो सपोज यू वांट टू टीच चिल्ड्रन इन अ स्लम एरिया हु आर अनेबल टू गो टू स्कूल. मान लो अगर आपका एम ये है कि आप गरीब बच्चों को पढ़ाना चाहते हो जो स्कूल नहीं जा पाते हैं. अब आप ये अकेले नहीं कर सकते हो बिकॉज यू आल्सो हैव योर ओन स्टडीज एंड होमवर्क. You therefore form a group of like-minded friends and start teaching these children. So you have been able to achieve what you could not have done alone. A lot of things can't really be done alone. You need people to kind of do this. For example, if you are trying to form an NGO, you really can't do it alone, right? You need like-minded people. So therefore, common motives and goals do help in group formation. Yeah. Then these are some of the stages of group formation. These are some of the stages that a group goes through before getting formed, or these are the stages that the people in the group will go through. So groups usually go through different stages of formation: conflict, stabilization, performance, and dismissal. Tuckman suggested that groups pass through 5 developmental sequence. According to Tuckman, कौन सी 5 stages हैं? One is forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. We will go through all these 5 stages and see what all these mean. हाँ, कौन है? कोई है? Okay, so the first stage is forming stage. When groups members first meet, there is a great deal of uncertainty about the group, the goal, and how it is to be achieved. People try to know each other and assess whether they will fit in. There is excitement as well as apprehension. This stage is called the forming stage. So this is a very early stage जहाँ पे लोग जब पहली बार मिलते हैं वो क्या करते हैं, उस टाइम बहुत ज्यादा ना अनसर्टेनिटी या बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूजन होता है ग्रुप में कि गोल क्या है, कौन क्या रोल्स फुलफिल करेगा, ये गोल कैसे अचीव होगा. तो लोग क्या करते हैं शुरू की स्टेज में, दे जस्ट ट्राई टू गेट टू नो ईच अदर एंड दे असेस वेदर दे कैन बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस ग्रुप. अब इस स्टेज में बहुत ज्यादा एक्साइटमेंट भी होती है एज वेल एज देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ एप्रीहेंशन ऑल्सो. दिस स्टेज इज कॉल्ड फॉर्मिंग स्टेज. फॉर्मिंग मतलब जहां ग्रुप अभी भी बन ही रहा है, राइट? Often after this stage there is a stage of intra group conflict which is referred to as storming. जब एक बार ग्रुप बन जाता है इसके बाद स्टेज आती है स्टॉर्मिंग की, जहां पे ग्रुप के अंदर ही कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जनरेट होता है. There is conflict among members about how the target of the group is to be achieved. Now जब आपको रियलाइज हो गया कि आप इस ग्रुप का पार्ट हो या आप इस ग्रुप में फिट इन हो रहे हो, तो ऑफ कोर्स पीपल विल स्टार्ट गिविंग देयर आइडियाज एंड दे विल start thinking about how this group can be, how this goal can be achieved, and different people will have different ideas. So of course there is a lot of times this also leads to conflict. Second thing about which there's a lot of conflict a lot of times is that who will become or who will emerge as a leader of this group, right? So who is to control the group and its resources, and who is to perform what task. So of course when you're dividing responsibilities and when you're trying to figure out कि कौन lead करेगा, इस टाइम पे ग्रुप में बहुत ज्यादा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जनरेट होता है. इस स्टेज को हम स्टॉर्मिंग कहते हैं. जब ये स्टेज कंप्लीट हो जाती है, some sort of hierarchy of leadership in the group develops and a clear vision as to how to achieve the group goal also kind of surfaces. जब आपकी ये स्टेज कंप्लीट हो जाएगी, आपको पता चल जाएगा कि इस ग्रुप को कौन लीड कर रहा है और हम अपना विजन धीरे धीरे कैसे अचीव करेंगे. सो द स्टेप्स विल बिकम वेरी क्लियर. Now the storming stage is followed by another stage known as norming. एक बार storming stage खत्म हो गई, जहां पे लीडर emerge हो गया, ये पता चल गया कि आप कैसे गोल अचीव करोगे, उसके बाद आती है norming की stage. Group members by this time develop norms related to group behavior. This leads to development of a positive group identity. Norming basically means unsaid rules and guidelines. तो धीरे धीरे with time group का अपने आप norm set हो जाता है that how are people supposed to behave, right? So with time this will lead to development of a positive group identity and people generally start to get along with each other. The fourth stage is performing. अब आ जाता है कि जो आपका गोल है, अब आप उसको परफॉर्म कैसे करोगे. By this time the structure of the group has evolved and is accepted by group members. फोर्थ स्टेज तक ग्रुप का जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो बहुत ज्यादा क्लियर हो जाता है. ठीक है, आपको पता चल जाएगा कौन लीडर है, कौन सेकंड पोजीशन पे है, कौन क्या कर रहा है, what kind of people have what kind of attitudes, who can fulfill what goal. So the group members move towards achieving the group goal. For some groups this may be the last stage of group development. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि गोल को परफॉर्म कर लेना किसी ग्रुप के लिए लास्ट स्टेज होती है, बट फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ ग्रुप्स दिस माइट नॉट बी द लास्ट स्टेज. फर्स्ट अदर ग्रुप्स जहां पे परफॉर्मिंग लास्ट स्टेज नहीं है, वहां कौन सी है लास्ट स्टेज? adjourning stage. So in case of an organizing committee for a school function, there may be another stage known as adjourning stage. In this stage, once the function is over, the group may be disbanded. Adjourning stage मतलब जहां सारा काम हो गया and then you officially announce कि okay, now this group is dispersing, right? So these can be the 5 stages of a group. Some go through 4 till performing and some can go through 5 stages till the adjourning stage. However, it must be stated that all groups do not always proceed from one stage to the next in such a systematic manner. अब ये 5 स्टेज एग्जिस्ट करती हैं, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हर ग्रुप इसी सीक्वेंस के थ्रू सिस्टमैटिकली जाएगा. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि सेवरल स्टेजेस गो ऑन साइमल्टेनियसली, लाइक ऑल ऑफ दीज स्टेजेस कैन आल्सो हैपन साइमल्टेनियसली. और कई बार ऐसा हो सकता है कि किसी ग्रुप में बैक एंड फोर्थ मूव कर रहे हैं, जैसे कोई एक लीडर इमर्ज हुआ, फिर स्ट्रक्चर, फिर आप टास्क करने लग गए, बट देन द रीशफलिंग हैपेंस अगेन, देयर इज अ norming stage or there is a storming stage which happens. So it totally depends on the group dynamics and different groups can go through different stages at a time. During the process of group formation, groups also develop a structure. We should remember that group structure develops as member interact. जैसे कि मैंने बोला कि different groups का different group structure होता है and it totally depends on what the group dynamics is, and this keeps changing as people or members keep interacting with each other. Then we come on to the next topic, which is 4 important elements of group structure. So there are 4 important elements and they are all listed below and we will go through them one by one. So the first important element of a group structure is the roles, right? So we all are familiar with what a role is. These are socially defined expectations that individual in a given situation are expected to fulfill. जैसे हम घर पे भी हम सबका, चाहे आप बच्चे हो चाहे आप बड़े हो, आप सबका एक रोल होता है and there are certain expectations that are set from you. In a similar fashion, जब आप एक ग्रुप का पार्ट होते हो तो भी आपसे कुछ एक certain expectations होती हैं and वो आपका रोल कहलाता है उस certain ग्रुप में. So these refer to typical behavior that depicts a person in a given social context. You have the role of a son or a daughter, and with this role, there are certain role expectations, which is including the behavior expected of someone in a particular role. As a daughter or a son, you are expected to respect elders, listen to them, and be responsible towards your studies. जैसे कि इन्होंने example दिया है, घर में अगर आप you are a son or a daughter, so what are some expectations from you? In this similar fashion, if you are the leader of a certain group, without being said, there will be certain expectations that people will have from you and they will expect you to fulfill these expectations, right? So that is what the roles are. Then second is norms. This we also discussed briefly. These are expected standard and behavior and beliefs established, agreed upon and enforced by group members. जैसे किसी ग्रुप का नॉर्म हो सकता है या ये अनसेड रूल हो सकता है कि आपको लेट नहीं आना है, you have to be on time. So these are the rules or the guidelines set by the group members which all agree to, जिससे सब agree करते हैं. They may be considered as a group's unspoken rules. In your family, there are norms that guide the behavior of family members. These norms represent shared ways of viewing the world. जैसे कुछ families में ऐसा होता है that it is a norm that you're not supposed to, for example, you're not supposed to argue with your elders, right? So that also could be a norm. Or you're not supposed to cut in if somebody else is speaking. That could also be a norm. Or you're supposed to pray before eating your food. So these are all unspoken rules, and these are the rules that all members of the family agree to. In the same fashion, such rules also exist if you're a part of a group, and everybody in the group almost agrees to them. Then we have status. Status refers to the relative social position given to group members by others. This is something we all are already aware of. Status क्या होता है? Status होता है हर किसी का ओहदा in a certain group. जो आपकी पोजीशन होती है वो हमेशा किसी और से रिलेटिव होती है. मतलब अगर आप लीडर हो तो कोई आपके नीचे होगा, right? This may be in terms of seniority या फिर आपने कितना अचीव किया है. By being member of the group, we enjoy the status associated with that group. So obviously, if you're a part of a group, आपको उसमें जो भी status होगा, you will also enjoy that status, right? So if you're a leader of the group, you're enjoying being the leader. So that is your status. All of us therefore strive to be members of such groups which are high in status or are viewed favorably by others. Now, status will also means that if you're a part of a very important group, that itself will give you a status irrespective of what your position is in the group. So therefore people want to be part of prestigious groups and they shy away from groups which are not so prestigious. For example, the captain of a cricket team has a higher status compared to other members, although all are equally important for their team success. The captain of any team is always enjoys a larger chunk of status in comparison to others. So whether it is a victory or a loss, the captain suffers or is more held accountable, right? So he enjoys a different status and it comes with its own ups and downs. Then the fourth element of a group structure is cohesiveness. Cohesiveness basically means the bond which is there, or the togetherness, binding or mutual attraction among group members. Cohesive basically means आप कितने, how much involved या आप में कितना connection है. As the group become more cohesive, group members start to think, feel and act as a social unit and less like isolated individual. जितना ज्यादा रिस्पेक्ट, जितना ज्यादा म्यूचुअल लव होगा ग्रुप के बीच में, उतना ज्यादा वो कोहेसिव कहलाएगा और उतना ही ज्यादा उनकी सोच, उनकी थिंकिंग, उनकी फीलिंग्स एक डायरेक्शन में अलाइन होगी एंड दे विल फील मोर लाइक वन ग्रुप एंड लेस लाइक इंडिविजुअल्स. Members of a highly cohesive group have a greater desire to remain in the group in comparison to those who belong to low cohesive group. Of course, जिस family में ज्यादा प्यार होता है, for example, you don't want to part ways from that family, right? So if you're a part of a family which is very loving and which is very cohesive, you attach more strongly to that family. So we can also say that cohesiveness is the team spirit, right? Or the feeling that we are a part of this. Extreme cohesiveness, however, may sometimes not be in a group's interest. Psychologists have identified the phenomena of groupthink, which is consequence of extreme cohesiveness. चाहे cohesiveness is a very important factor and it is a positive factor, but अगर बहुत ज़्यादा cohesiveness होती है किसी group में, which is extreme, this is also harmful for the group or for you. Why? Because sometimes the group stops questioning its actions and then this becomes a problem. So this is all that we will cover in part 1 of chapter 7. Rest of the topics will be covered in the next part that will be uploaded in the YouTube channel very soon. In case you have any suggestions, any comments, any questions, please feel free to comment below. The same PDF of this chapter will be uploaded on the Google Drive once we complete this chapter, and you can access the PDF then. Till then, take care, have a very good day and stay very safe. The COVID is actually on a lot of rise. So make sure that you're staying indoors and staying healthy. Bye bye. See you with the next video very soon.